Hi guys, I am Maria, and on this channel we're all about living a simpler and more sustainable life. That can sometimes mean living in a smaller space, either to do other things with your time or with your money. Now, I generally promote buying secondhand furniture to limit our consumption of the resources on this planet, but there are some space-saving furniture options out there that are definitely worth buying from new and to not DIY. Today we're talking to Adam from Expand Furniture, and he is showing us some of their fantastic pieces. And trust me, I tried building a pull-out table somewhat like this probably 10 years ago, and I did succeed, but man, it was hard. It took a long time, I do not recommend it, and it was super expensive. So I personally would leave that to the professionals. Let's have a look at some of their pieces. So hi and welcome, Adam.
Hi Maria, thanks for having me on and thanks for meeting.
I'm always excited to talk to people who has built furniture and designed furniture because I am a furniture lover myself, as you know.
I just wanted to show you the difference of a large fixed dining table compared to when you can compact the table down, and what a difference that will make in the area and space with a fixed large dining table, and as you can see here, taking up most of the room. But when we compact it down, you will regain this huge area of space, and it'll be back to functional for walking around, doing whatever you need to, and just make the place feel a lot more spacious.
When did you come up with the design for your table?
Yes, this is originally from 2012, but since being over 10 years at this point, we actually have had improvements over the years. But yeah, the original iteration was 2012, and then we're trying to always improve things.
Yeah, what kind of things did you change over time?
Yeah, so originally we had 4 extensions. We've now had a 5th extension added on, because we realized some customers want bigger.
How many people can the full table seat now?
Yeah, it's 10 to 12 people.
Talk to me about that bench for a minute, because I love benches. I find them so practical, but some people love them, some don't. Was it built to match the table?
Yeah, so saying it does padded seats, but they work in a similar way to other extensions. They connect in, and then this one does lock in at the end. So the table will be nice and locked in place, but depending on how many guests you have over, you add 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and then connect it in, close the table, and then lock it in position, so that way it won't come apart. And then yeah, it's quite nice to sit here and then add as many places as you need. We have some chairs hanging, so I keep some of them on the wall, and you can see this. I'll take this off too. This is a 2-pack holder. So it's kind of nice to show that you can store a couple of chairs behind the door. They are quite thin, and that makes a big difference. The back is curved, so the first chair will be the largest due to the curve. But after that, because they stack inside each other and the curve fits with the curve, it gets very efficient. So our hook does stack 2. And then, so in that area, it's quite nice. You can see 4 behind the doorway. So it's the same padded seat. So if you wanted the white, that will match the seats exactly. And then the backrest, which is curved, is the exact same gloss white as the table. So that's kind of the perfect match. So, yeah, and it's very convenient to add 1 or 2 chairs when guests come by. And then the bench is great when you have a bigger group. So both have their purposes. I find together they work really, really well. You could also fit 2 benches. Might not be as common, but yeah, if you want to fit in 2 benches, you certainly can do that.
So you made another addition, which is to make the table more sturdy, as I understand, because mine is very wobbly. So if you push it, yeah, it will definitely move. But you guys figure out a way to kind of combat that.
Yes, for the best of both worlds with the middle leg, because it rotates. 1, it gets out of your way, so you're not straddling, it's not in between guests. Yeah, stability is a big difference too, because having that rotated gives it extra strength. I do not suggest sitting on the table, but you definitely can do that. Another thing that's quite nice is between the extensions, there actually are magnets. So that helps pull it all together and keep it nice and tight and close. The table to the extensions. I'll just get a little bit closer, but it actually starts to naturally actually pull together. So once you get close enough, it just slides right in.
And what do you reckon the weight is of your table and the leaves? Because the extension leaves that I did are super heavy. Just makes it impractical to kind of get it out and use it every day because it's so heavy.
The extensions are around 12 pounds each, I think, so it's not too bad. They're quite solid, but they're easy to move around. They're quite thin, so they stack really well. I'll show you quickly here. Back. So there's an extension. If you want to go back a little bit further, gives you an idea. So you can see they're relatively thin, so they can store inside this mirror right here. So this makes a big difference in storage. As you can see, it's a nice looking piece because a lot of times you want a mirror in your home anyways. We've also made it quite easy. We have the smaller panel. For some people, maybe the full extension might be a little bit too large if it's just for their laptop. But it is a nice feature that if you had it, 9 inches extra, it kind of creates more of a square area. The table itself is a bit heavier. It's quite sturdy, but it is really easy to move around because it has felt sliders below. So it does make it very easy and smooth. So my mom, she can do this quite easily. I've never had issues with guests moving around. If you did have to physically pick it up, in that case, it does help to have someone else with you. I can pick it up, but I don't want to stress my back, so it's usually better to have a friend for moving it. But within the room, you would definitely have no problem moving it around, getting prepared for guests. Even if you move to another room, just slide it over. It's really not very hard to move around.
Do we have to put it together if you order one of those? Like,
no.
No, so it comes completely put together already.
Yeah, it'll come with a baseboard just to keep it intact for shipping, but you just remove the baseboard. Then with the extensions, you open that package up. The only tiny thing you have to do is inside the table are some dowels. It's too hard to see from this angle, but these just little pieces of metal, and you just push it in. So just with 6 dowels, you insert them by hand. So if that's your installation, it'll take you 1 minute, but there's no real assembly.
And some of the companies in Canada and the US, sometimes it can be hard to get products worldwide. So is it possible for you guys to ship to Europe? I'm in Europe right now.
Yeah, definitely. So we have shipped to Europe and we can, so that is no problem. It is packaged really well, and just the way it's kind of all organized, it's very low degree of damage, so you shouldn't worry about that. Everything's insured, but yeah, I would be very confident that if you wanted this and we got this shipped to you, you get it relatively quickly in around 7 to 10 days when things aren't too backlogged.
That's great, because I want people to have multifunctional furniture because I love it and I think it's brilliant. And some of us just really like to live in the city. It's very practical. Like the square meter prices where we are ridiculous, and I'm sure they are in Vancouver too. So having these pieces of furniture actually really helps a lot. Like it saves you a lot of money. We will of course link everything down below so that you guys can check them out and all of the other pieces that they do, because we really like what they're doing. But I guess you picked up on that by now. Thank you, Adam and Expand Furniture, for showing us your awesome furniture. The times we live in maybe inspired you to live smaller due to inflation or other things. We moved downtown and we sold our car. So if you're making changes, consider supporting some of the smaller companies with real people behind them, like Adam and Jared from Expand Furniture. I love what they do and who they are. And with that said, have a great week, guys. See you next time.